In the grand catalogue of human arrogance, few things shine as brightly or as terribly as the weapons we fashion to destroy one another. We speak of swords and spears as instruments of death, cold and final. But the shield is different. The shield is a promise. It is the vow that the warrior will return, a portable piece of home carried on the arm, a wall that says, "Here, the world ends, and I begin." But imagine a shield so heavy, so complex, and so bursting with life that it ceased to be a tool of war and became a mirror of the universe itself. This is the Shield of Achilles, the golden centerpiece of the Iliad, where the greatest smith of the gods forges the entire history of the human race into a circle of bronze to protect a killer who is already doomed. We step now onto the burning plains of Troy, into a world where the sand is drenched red and the air is thick with the smoke of funeral pyres. This is the twilight of the age of heroes, a time when men were larger than life and walked the earth with gods as their fathers and lovers, yet died just as miserably. The Greeks have been fighting for 10 years, trapped in a stalemate of rage and grief. The story follows Achilles, the best of all the Greeks, a man woven from rage and speed. But to understand the shield, we must understand the hole in Achilles' heart. His companion, Patroclus, has been killed by the Trojan champion Hector, stripped naked by grief and a rage that burns like a fever. Achilles has cast aside his own magnificent armor, the armor he had worn since he first stepped onto the beaches of Troy. He has nothing to wear. He is vulnerable. And without armor, he is not a hero. He is just a man waiting to die. Enter Thetis. She's a goddess of the sea, a silver-footed divinity who loves her mortal son with the desperate ache of the immortal. She knows that to fight Hector without armor is suicide, so she ascends to the smoking, clanging heights of Mount Olympus, to the workshop of Hephaestus. Hephaestus is the cripple god, the smith, the artisan of the divine. His palace is not made of clouds, but of bronze and starlight, echoing with the roar of bellows and the hiss of quenching metal. Thetis finds him sweating over his anvil, 20 bellows blowing their jets of fire, robotic maids of gold moving with silent precision to aid him. She makes her request: "Make my son a shield. Make him a helmet, greaves, and a corselet that no mortal can pierce. For he loses his armor, and his dearest friend is dead." Hephaestus agrees. This is not merely a request for ironmongery. It is a call for artistry of the highest order. The god heaves his massive bulk, swinging his great hammer over the anvil. He throws into the fire tough, ductile copper, tin, silver, and that most precious of all metals, unyielding, ageless gold. He fashions first a massive shield, a thing of 5 layers, so heavy that few men could even lift it, let alone swing it in battle. And then the true work begins. Hephaestus does not just decorate the shield, he creates the world. He engraves upon its face a cosmos so vast that when you hold the shield, you hold everything that matters. First, he creates the earth, the sky, the sea, the inexhaustible ocean that girdles the world. He sets the stars in their courses, the Pleiades, the Hyades, Orion with his belt of flashing stars, and the Bear, that constellation which turns alone in the dark northern sky, forever guarding the waters of the Arctic. This is the celestial backdrop, the stage upon which all human tragedy plays out. Then he descends to the earth. He forges 2 cities. The first is a city at peace. It is a festival day. Here, we see weddings in the streets, brides led from their chambers by torchlight amidst the rising songs of the Hymenaeos. There are marketplaces bustling with trade, men quarreling over the price of a slain ox, the legalistic debate of civilization. It is a picture of society at its peak, ordered, joyous, and functioning. But the god does not look away from the truth of the world. Beside it, he forges a city at war. Two armies gather, opposing forces of glittering bronze. The scene is not glorious, it is terrifying. There is ambush, strife, and tumult. There is death, dragging a corpse by the foot, while a living man fights over the body, his armor clashing. It is a microcosm of the very war Achilles is fighting, a reminder that peace is fragile and war is a devourer of life. Between these cities, the god places the countryside, the rich earth, teeming with life. He puts in ploughmen, driving their teams of oxen through the fields, the earth cracking open in black furrows behind the share. He puts in a vineyard, heavy with clusters of grapes, being harvested by youths and maidens singing a lively harvest song. He creates a herd of cattle, lowing by a stream, attacked by two lions, the herdsmen rushing to defend them with their dogs. It is nature, red in tooth and claw, but also nature as provider. He forges a dancing floor, like the one in King Minosa's palace in Crete, where youths and maidens hold hands and leap in intricate patterns, a circle of joy. He places the ocean, the mighty river, flowing around the very rim of the shield, binding the world in a loop of water. When Hephaestus finishes, the armor is complete. A helmet with a horsehair crest that nods terrifyingly, a corselet fitted with golden scales, shin guards that fit the ankles like a second skin, and finally, the shield, a masterpiece of blinding brightness. The goddess Thetis takes this terrible, beautiful burden and descends from the heavens. She finds Achilles by the black ships of the Greeks. He is a storm of grief, but when he sees the armor, his eyes widen. He takes the shield. He lifts the weight that depicts the entire universe of the cities at war and peace, the stars, the harvest, the ocean. And here lies the profound, chilling irony of the myth. Achilles takes up the shield to do one thing: to kill. He uses this icon of civilization, this map of the world, to bludgeon his way toward Hector. He will use the shield to deflect spears and to bash the life out of his enemy. It is the ultimate perversion of culture. The arts of the smith, the laws of the city, the joy of the harvesta, all of it becomes a tool for the singular, bloody purpose of vengeance. The clash that follows is inevitable. Achilles, clad in this divine armor, meets Hector outside the walls of Troy. The bronze of the shield flashes like a star. Hector throws his spear. It glances off the divine metal. Achilles drives his spear through Hector's neck. The shield protects the killer. The world that Hephaestus created of men and women, stars and Oceania, is stained with the blood of a Trojan prince. So what does this mean? Why does the poet, Homer, spend hundreds of lines describing a piece of metal before the violence resumes? The shield of Achilles is a shield of ironies. It is the tool of a man who has rejected the world. Achilles has already turned his back on civilization, on the gifts of the Greeks, on the possibility of a long life. He has chosen a short life and eternal fame over a peaceful, forgotten existence. And yet, the shield he carries is the ultimate representation of a life he has thrown away. The images on the shield depict the very things Achilles will never have again. He will not be the farmer in the field. He will not be the dancer in the circle. He will not be the judge in the marketplace. He is the warrior in the siege. The shield represents the world, the cosmos, and Achilles uses the cosmos to destroy himself. It is a reminder that the warrior fights to protect the city, but in doing so, sacrifices his place within.